Welcome back, Cules. The first two La Liga games for Barcelona have given us plenty to talk about, from Jules Koundé's slow return and Dani Olmo's registration drama, to Ferran Torres' incredible form under Hansi Flick. On top of that, Barça are eyeing future stars like Ian Subieber while also facing fresh uncertainty over their return to Camp Nou. Let's break down all the big updates you need to know. The first two La Liga games for FC Barcelona have been rather interesting. Beyond just the performances and positive results, there are other notable details to notice as well. To be precise, the situation of both Jules Koundé and Dani Olmo has been intriguing. So far, neither of the two players has started either of the two opening games. Instead, Eric Garcia has been playing in Koundé's stead while various players have started ahead of Olmo so far as well. There have already been some noticeable changes in Barcelona's lineup this season. Coach Hansi Flick has his reasons for leaving Jules Koundé out so far. According to Sport, Flick currently sees Eric Garcia as being ahead of the Frenchman, mainly because Koundé is still working his way back after the injury he suffered late last season. Rather than disrupting Garcia's strong form, Flick has chosen to keep him in the starting lineup. While Koundé recently renewed his contract, it's Garcia who continues to shine on the pitch for now. That said, Koundé did finally get some minutes against Levante and put in a solid performance, which could help him fight for his place again. As for Olmo, Flick reportedly remains cautious with the Spaniard due to previous experiences concerning his recurring muscular injuries. Instead of relying on him as a regular starter, the German coach is now introducing him as an option in the second half more regularly. Flick does not want his Barcelona players to get too comfortable. However, the Barça coach is generally making some changes here and there to keep his team fresh and on their toes. After all, having had a successful season in the last campaign, Flick does not want his team to get complacent and lose the drive to win. That is why players like Marc Casado remain important in the dynamics of the team, and his starting role in the previous game was a clear indicator of that. So far, things seem to be working well for Barça, but the German coach certainly does not want his players to get too comfortable. Barcelona are facing another administrative storm as Dani Olmo's registration could be put at risk if the ongoing one-to-one dilemma is not resolved in their favor. According to Mundo Deportivo, the midfielder's future with the team for this season hinges on a crucial judicial ruling that is expected on September 1st, the final day of the transfer market. As per the outlet, if the national court rules in favor of Barcelona, the player's registration will remain valid without further complications. However, if the court sides with La Liga, the Catalan giants will be forced to deregister Olmo and then attempt to re-register him on the very same day before midnight. With the transfer window closing at 11:59 p.m., such a move would be close to impossible and leave everyone in a dangerous position. Legal uncertainty could leave Olmo out. Barcelona have been relying on the resolution issued by the CSD back on April 3rd, which supported the appeal they filed earlier in January. But this stability may end abruptly on September 1st, when the judicial year officially resumes and the pending ruling comes into effect. The situation became even more complex after La Liga filed precautionary measures on April 23rd, questioning the validity of the CSD's decision. The administrative litigation court initially declared itself incompetent in the matter, passing it on to the national court. With courts closed for most of August, no decision can be expected before the end of the month, making September 1st a decisive day for Barcelona and their new signing. So what's the solution? Ideally, Barça would need to achieve one-to-one registration balance on deadline day to make any switch possible. If the court rules against them that morning, the club would have only hours to cancel and re-register Olmo. Should the decision come after September 3rd, however, Olmo risks being released and left unregistered until the winter transfer window, which would be a disaster for both him and the club. After taking over Xavi Hernandez as the Barcelona coach, Hansi Flick has done a tremendous job of bringing the best out of players. Under his leadership, players such as Rafinha, Frenkie de Jong, Pedri and Robert Lewandowski have all found their best versions. The latest name to join the list of players who have improved significantly under Flick is Ferran Torres. Initially filling in for the injured Robert Lewandowski, Torres has already netted 2 goals in 2 matches. His impressive performances have now forced Barcelona to consider keeping the Spaniard as the number 9, ahead of the returning Lewandowski. Flick has managed to get the best out of Ferran. As pointed out by Sport recently, Ferran Torres has flourished under the leadership of Hansi Flick at Barcelona. The German tactician has been able to utilize the former Man City star in such a way that he always becomes the difference maker in the final third. Primarily known for his versatility in the final third, Ferran has been quite proactive in Flick's pressing system, always being the first one to put pressure on opposing ball carriers. This was a far cry from Xavi Hernandez's time at Barcelona, where Ferran was used as a super sub but only to add more freshness and dynamism to the attack. Under Flick, Ferran has been used as a vital cog in Barcelona's first line of press. This renewed discipline, coupled with the attacker's improving form, has now made him an indispensable figure in the starting 11. With 19 goals in all competitions last season and 2 goals already so far, Ferran has indeed earned the right to fight for his place in the starting 11. Barcelona's long-term planning in the transfer market continues to put emphasis on youth, and the latest name to be strongly linked with the club is River Plate winger Ian Subieber. According to TNT Sports, hat tip Mundo Deportivo, the 18-year-old talent has emerged on Barca's radar as the club continues to scout some of South America's most exciting young players. Subieber has already made 18 appearances for River Plate's senior team, scoring 1 goal, but what excites Barcelona is not just his early breakthrough but also his profile. Who is Ian Subieber? A left-footed attacker with the ability to operate on both flanks, he brings versatility that fits perfectly with the modern demands of the game. His standout showing in the last South American Under-20 Championship, where he netted 3 goals in 6 matches, has only strengthened his reputation. The winger is set to be one of Argentina's key players at the upcoming Under-20 World Cup in Chile. Meanwhile, Barcelona are expected to send scouts to follow the tournament closely, and Subieber is certain to be one of the players they watch carefully. How much would he cost? With a release clause of $30 million, around €25.6 million, he is not out of reach in terms of transfer cost compared to other rising stars. What adds further intrigue is the presence of his agent, Claudio Caniggia, in Europe. The former Argentina international is believed to be exploring opportunities for his client, sparking concern at River Plate that European clubs may soon come calling. For Barcelona, financial fair play remains a hurdle in the immediate term, making a quick deal difficult. However, this is a player who could easily fit into the club's long-term project. With his pace, direct style and adaptability, Subieber has the qualities to develop into a valuable asset for Hansi Flick in the coming years. Barcelona are due to host their first home game of the season on the 14th of September against Valencia. It was scheduled to be their return to Spotify Camp Nou, but now there are further doubts about their stadium being ready in time. If Barcelona are unable to return to Camp Nou in time, several backup options have been considered. One possibility was to keep playing at Montjuic, but that's complicated because of a scheduled concert the night before the Valencia match. Another option would be to move the game to the Estadi Johan Cruyff, though its small 6,000-seat capacity makes it far from ideal. Playing the match behind closed doors has also been mentioned. The most recent idea Barcelona explored was asking La Liga to switch the fixture, so that Valencia would host the match at Mestalla instead. La Liga to reject fixture switch. However, Cadena Cope report that La Liga have no plans to allow Barcelona to have a 4th straight game away from home at the start of the season. They say that it is against the rules to change the order of the games in the calendar, whereas Barcelona had made their request before the season began to play the first 3 games away from home. Barcelona are yet to communicate an alternative to La Liga, and they say that currently the most likely alternatives are the Estadi Johan Cruyff, or Girona's ground, Montilivi. The latter is around an hour to the north of Barcelona, and can host just under 15,000 fans. Barcelona likely to miss another deadline. Meanwhile, Marca say that more deadlines are set to be missed. Barcelona had targeted this Monday, 25th of August, as the date they wanted to send the certificate of completion to the city council, as they seek an opening license for Camp Nou. That would be to open the stadium to 27,000 fans. Yet that is yet to happen, and there is no clarity on when it will be the case. Barcelona's setup while 2-0 down compared to the setup that pulled of the comeback. Champions League decision nears. It is not lost that Barcelona have until Thursday to explain to UEFA where they will be playing the league phase of the Champions League. The Blaugrana must stick to one stadium for the entire league phase, and although UEFA have agreed for Barcelona to begin away from home, providing them extra time to ensure it is ready, they will require that license before the 28th of August if they want to play it at Camp Nou. It is no surprise Barcelona have secured the use of Montjuic until February as a result. So there you have it, Kules. Flick is keeping the squad sharp, Ferran Torres is fighting for the number 9 role, Dani Olmo's future hangs on a court decision, and the Camp Nou return is still in doubt. What do you think? Should Flick keep Ferran ahead of Lewandowski? And will Barcelona actually manage to get Olmo registered in time? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more Barça updates.